This video covers section 12.3, Parabolas, Objective 2, find the equation of a parabola. So we remember all of our forms for the parabolas. It's either x squared equals 4ay or y squared equals 4ax. Now we could have negatives in there as well. When it's y equals x squared, the graph opens up or down. And if it's x equals y squared, then it's opens left or opens right. If the vertex is at the origin 0, 0, and the focus is at 5, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, I know that my parabola is always open on the focus. Therefore, I know it's this guy. It's going to be a y squared equals 4ax. And because the focus lies 5 units from the vertex, a is 5, and we now have the equation y squared equals 4 times 5x, or y squared equals 20x. And now remember, this 20 is always your focal length. That means we're going to go 20 units long, or make a line segment 20 units long, crossing through a equals 5. So we go 10 up, and 10 down. Now, I don't always trust that, so I want to plug it in. We always plug in the x value of the focus. So let x equal 5, and then you have y squared equals 20 times 5, or y squared equals 100. That says y equals plus or minus 10. So we have 5, 10, and 5, negative 10. And those are precisely the points that I just plotted. 5, 10, and 5, negative 10. Remember, your focal axis is the line segment that crosses through the focus. That dictates how wide this parabola opens up. So if it's dictated by the length of 4 times a, the larger the a, the wider the parabola. And practice 2 is for you to try. I encourage you to press pause in your video and work this out, and come back when you're ready to see the solution. Now that you've had a chance to work this out, I'll work this out with you. The vertex is at the origin, and the focus is at 0, negative 4. That means the graph opens downward. We say that y equals negative x squared opens downward, so we have an x squared equals negative 4ax. The a is equal to 4 in this case, or you could think of it as negative if you like, but you just have to remember that the form of the equation is negative 4 times x, or x squared equals negative 4 times 4 is negative 16x. And now remember, the focal length is always equal to this 4a, or 16 units long. So our focal length is going to go 8 to the left and 8 to the right. That gives us the points that the parabola goes through. And now I want to double check that. Plug in the y value where your focus is, negative 4. And we have x squared equals, this is supposed to be a y. Negative 16 times negative 4. See how convenient that is when we plug that in there, we keep getting these perfect squares. Negative 16 times 4 is 64. So it says x is equal to plus or minus 8. So one of our points is 8, negative 4, and the other one is negative 8, negative 4. So we go over to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Did I not count enough when I did that? Negative 4 and negative 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Negative 4. Remember that A value is what dictates how wide this graph opens. Example 3, another type of a parabola. The vertex is at the origin and its axis of symmetry. When you have a parabola, the axis of symmetry is the line that goes through your vertex. And so if the axis of symmetry is the y-axis, then we know that our graph opens up or down depending on the point that's given. So we have 0, 0, contains the point 4, 3, and the axis of symmetry is this y-axis. So by symmetry, if we have 4, 3 on the graph, then we have negative 4, 3. Since the graph opens up, we know it takes on the form. Remember, y equals x squared are graphs that open up. So we have x squared equals 4ay. We don't know what a is, but once we do, we'll have the equation. So since we know that it goes through the point 4, 3, we're going to set x equal to 4 and y equal to 3. So that's 16 equals 12 times a, or a is equal to 16 twelfths, or 4/3. So the equation of our parabola is 4 times 4/3 times y, or x squared equals 16/3 y. Not a very nice looking a, but that's what happens sometimes. Graphing this equation, we end up with that kind of parabola. And practice 3 is for you to try. I encourage you to press pause on your video and work this out, and come back when you're ready to see the solution. Now that you've had a chance to work this out, I'll work this out with you. This time our axis of symmetry is on the x-axis. The vertex is at the origin, and the point is 1, 2, 3, 2. The parabola has to open on this point. And so the other point's going to be 3, -2. So we see this graph is pretty narrow. We'd expect a small a value. It opens to the right, so we need to have the y squared equals 4ax. We need to know where our focus is. We find that by saying if passes through 3, 2, then x is equal to 3 and y is equal to 2. 2 squared is 4. 4 times 3 is 12. And as we expected, 4/12 is 1/3, or a very narrow parabola. Y squared is equal to 4 times a, or y squared equals 4/3. X is the equation of our parabola. And this concludes the video for section 12.3, Parabolas, Objective 2, find the equation of a parabola.